We could avoid the 100 years of turmoil by doing the right thing now. If you just get it right now, the next 100 years, we could solve 100 other problems. That crowd is a hodgepodge of people of all different types, and they're all fed up.
The people, united, can never be divided.
Couldn't have said it any better. In the wake of the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Philando Castile, and sadly many, many more, I found myself wondering, what can I say, do, or contribute in order to turn the tides of history and create positive, meaningful change? In talking with fellow customizers, Weapon X Customs and CustomsbyMatchu, we decided that in an effort to highlight the social justice messages that have been found in superhero comics from their very inception would help to unite this community and amplify the movement in a meaningful way. Weapon X was first out the gate with his custom of the cult hero Black Dynamite. He was able to raise over $400 for the Equal Justice Initiative. Weapon X was able to crush his original goal of raising $100, and it all went to a great cause. CustomsbyMatchu was up next with his classic Power Man Luke Cage figure. A monumental improvement over the Toy Biz version, Matchu quickly made everyone realize how much we need an official classic Cage. Matchu was able to raise $560, and he split his donation between the Anti-Racism Fund and Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights camp. Which finally brings me to my chosen character. Blue Marvel has been a favorite of mine ever since his creation. Writer Kevin Grevioux retconned Adam Brashear into the Marvel Universe, cementing him as the first black superhero in the company's continuity. Working alongside President John F. Kennedy as a government-sanctioned hero, Blue Marvel even predated Black Panther in Marvel's chronology. While operating as America's official hero, Blue Marvel donned a full costume and mask, obscuring the fact that he was black. During his tenure, America lauded him, celebrating him as their own personal hero, the Superman of the Marvel Universe. In a brutal fight with his nemesis, Anti-Man, things changed forever. Blue Marvel's mask was torn, and America, a country who owed its existence to the hero before them, turned their backs on it. The ignorance of the 60s caused Blue Marvel to renounce his heroics and damaged his faith in the good of humanity. Although his story finds reconciliation at its close, I chose to focus on a different era of the Blue Marvel for my custom. Blue Marvel's look drastically changed when he was heavily featured in the Ultimates relaunch after Secret Wars. This book found Blue Marvel in a leadership role, as he led a team formed to solve the ultimate problems of the universe. This type of role reversal is what drew me to this version of the character. No longer did Blue Marvel hide his face behind a mask. He presented himself with strength and power and protected not only America, but the entirety of creation at large. He was tasked with the impossible, and he succeeded at every turn. This is the version of the Blue Marvel that embodied what his creator, Kevin Grevioux, intended. Grevioux knows that representation matters and speaks on that topic a bit here.
When I was coming up, there weren't a lot of black characters, and the black characters that they did have were not my favorite comic book characters. My favorite ones were the Fantastic Four, and the Hulk was kind of like this, and then after that it was Thor. But the Blue Marvel is based upon the premise. What if Superman were black? Or what if the most powerful superhero in the world was black? But you didn't know that because he wore a costume, because of the time period that covered his whole body. And how would the world react if they found out? And that was the story of the Blue Marvel, you know.
It is interesting to note that in seeking to provide a new generation with the representation he longed for, Grevioux folded so much of himself into the character. Blue Marvel's physical strength and scientific acumen are slightly exaggerated retellings of Grevious's own life.
You know, it's kind of funny. You know, I guess science fiction was my first love. You know, but how do you make a career out of science fiction? You know, you can't. So then I went into the real sciences. You know, majored in microbiology at Howard University and studied genetic engineering at grad school.
In seeking to create representation, Grevioux became it. And this is why the Blue Marvel is the perfect character to embody the spirit of this project. Now that I had picked a character, the final thing to do was to pick a charity to donate to. I researched a number of different Black Lives Matter charities, and I found the perfect one in the Black Art Futures Fund. This fund is a collection of philanthropists that give money and grants to groups that promote black art. If you look at the grantees, there are some really interesting projects that the Black Art Futures Fund has helped get started. The African American Shakespeare Company is one such group. And as an English teacher, this is an incredibly special way to get representation out there in the arts. The Vibe Theater Experience was another one that caught my eye. Not only does this amplify black voices, but it also amplifies the voices of young women and girls. It provides them with artistic leadership opportunities around the New York City area. And the third group that really jumped out at me is called the Castle of Our Skins. This is a group that celebrates black culture, history, and heritage through the use of music. As my character celebrates the work of a black writer, I thought the Black Artists Futures Fund would be perfect for this project. Now, let's take a look at how Blue Marvel the figure came together. In the early stages, I picked up another Rage figure that had just been released. His massive build matched the musculature I wanted Blue Marvel to have, and the vest that he came with could easily be modified to match Marvel's look. But after doing a little bit of research, I recognized that Rage was simply too massive to stand in for Blue Marvel. I decided on Wonder Man as a base body. He would give Blue Marvel that imposing, strong form that he's known for, without being overly large. But it wouldn't just be a simple repaint. I began with what seemed to be Blue Marvel's most striking feature, his vest. Here, I chat about the project with Matchu while we get started working on our figures.
So what do you got? Are you
What I
working?
get to work with tonight.
Are you sanding still? Oh, no, Procreate. Oh.
Oh, you know it, man.
Oh, dude, I hate working with Procreate. Yeah.
Hey, I brought this guy with to hang out with us tonight.
Ah, he's friends. They're friends. He's so puny. That's like his little brother.
Are you going with this hand style on this thing?
No, I think I'm not. I'm gonna go with these nice fists that look way better for punching. So yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds good. You
So
can
what
do
do
the
you-
rock hand with this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. You can. Yeah. Bring it on. It'd be cool to do some alternate hands, but this body size really doesn't have a lot of options. Like, if you don't
No,
want
not
that
at
weird
all.
like clawed hand or a fist, then it's like, I don't know. What are you working on?
So, let me flip you around here.
All right. So you said
I've got
you're
them all.
doing some Procreate tonight.
Yep. So I'm gonna work on his vest. I think I've got it
Nice.
cut to a pretty nice shape. I think.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
good.
he's got like a neck pillow.
Okay.
Basically, that goes around here. So I'm gonna try and work on that today, and then maybe clean up some of the holes that I made while dremeling here.
Ah, nice.
But other than that, that vest is gonna be pretty much exact.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So
That's good that worked like that. Nice.
yeah, absolutely.
That's terrible.
I don't
Somebody
know if you
asked
saw
what
this
clay we
before.
use.
This
Oh,
is
that's like the
Procreate.
old
This
school
will be-
one.
Oh, yeah, I got the tube too, and then I put it
Yeah.
in plastic bags to keep it separate, and it doesn't
Do
fit
you-
the tube anymore.
Do you take you take the wrapper right off of it then, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I should start doing that because by the end once it's like a year and a half old, I'm like, it's like basically bonded to it. Like I can't get it off.
The pieces of plastic just stick in there.
Oh, okay. So does it stick to the bag when you put it in the bag or no?
Yeah, not as badly though. I feel
Right.
like.
Right.
Man, man, this is not sticky right now for some reason.
The Procreate's not?
Yeah.
I find that like that a lot, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
This thing.
That's why I always use super glue with it.
Oh shit! Are you for real?
Yeah, it just sucks because like I find like the problem with super glue is like you have to work so fast. Like if you touch it, like it's on. Like
Yeah.
like it's almost instant anchor. Like
So wait, like you
so like
wait
when I
till
do
it's
hair.
cured and then super
No.
glue it?
Nope, no. When it's still pliable.
Well,
So when I use it most when I do hair, but like for example, like when I did these lapels, I made that Procreate the other night for Cougar's hair that I ended up not using, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do something. So I like did like a second kind of set of like collar, like you know. So what I did was I took my brush for my super glue and I put a line of glue on the V, like on the outside, and then I stuck my epoxy to it, and then I just trimmed it, and then I popped it back up.
all right.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know if you can see this. I guess I get to go through and make all of these
Little indentations, the
all
lines.
way up.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's sticking, right? It's sticking.
Yeah, in that shape, I think I'm okay with. I want this
Yeah, that
to
looks good.
get built up a little bit more on that side, but I'll do that maybe once.
You can
it's
do
all-
that after.
Maybe I'll put in
Yeah.
a second coat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's looking good.
All right, so here's what this looks like so far.
That looks good. Yeah, I like that.
After I got the jacket all sorted, I moved on to the next steps. I was originally just going to use Wonder Man's legs and paint them blue like Blue Marvel's pants, but in recognizing the military history of the character, I realized I needed something a little bit more tactical. I switched to a pair of movie Killmonger's legs and realized that this would give a much more accurate look for Blue Marvel. When I received my awesome head sculpt from Artbones NYC, I drew a reference line of where I wanted the hairline to go before I jumped into sculpting. After that, I used Abe's epoxy to sculpt the shape of the hair, and I used a Black Panther unmasked head sculpt to stamp some texture into the top. With the jacket, pants, and hair sculpt done, it was time to finally move on to paint. After Zenithal priming him and using more tape than I'd care to think of, he quickly came together with an application of blue on blue on blue, and then a quick job of white over the top. Blue Marvel was finally complete. This custom was one of the most challenging I've ever faced, but obviously one of the most important I've ever done. And I am so proud of the cause that he represents and how well he turned out. And depending on when you are watching this, you have a chance to win this one-of-a-kind custom. Head over to my Instagram at Stranded Customs and see the post about the completed Blue Marvel. For just $5, you can buy yourself a chance to win this figure and donate to a great cause. Thanks to Markai Labs Kreations for making these beautiful posters with all the information.